your house and forest. If anything, that's a bigger reason for you to lock your fucking doors, okay? Anyways, when I was about 14, I got a call to babysit for one of my regulars who had 3 daughters. It was December, so a lot of Christmas work parties were going on. I arrived and we went over the usual rules. She mentioned the TV upstairs was out, so I put the girls to bed, just headed down there to watch TV. So after playing with the girls for a while, I sent them off to bed and headed downstairs. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, but okay. I spent a few hours channel surfing. It was about 1:30 a.m. I remember grabbing the phone, though I can't remember who I was calling. Maybe my mom or my sister, to let them know I would be really late. Can I read? But I heard the door open upstairs, which sort of surprised me. The mom enjoyed the nights I babysat, as she knew I was a night owl who could be there super late, like 3 in the morning, provided she held the cab for me. It was a small town, but I live on the other side of it. As I headed upstairs, I heard someone stumble, so I picked up my pace to make sure she was okay, only to find 3 people I had never seen before. There was a clearly drunk woman laying in the doorway and 2 guys. The guys looked as surprised to see me as I was them. I asked why they were there. The girl had slurred out that they were there for the party. I was confused and asked if they knew Helen, the mother. One of the guys looked me up and down, and I began getting even more uncomfortable at the whole situation. He asked if I was here alone. I remember not wanting to answer because all I could think of was the fact that there were 3 little girls sleeping in the house. I decided instead of answering him, I would simply state that there was no party here and that they needed to leave. The girl was adamant that she was here for the party. The guy who had asked me the question took a step forward. I demanded this time they leave, and we all heard a sound of a phone button being pushed. I had forgotten it was even in my hand, but it seemed to be enough to startle the guy who thought I pushed it on purpose. The guy quickly told the other guy they were leaving and helped the woman up. As soon as they were outside, I slammed the door and locked it and quickly ran to the front window and watched them. They continued up the block, so it wasn't merely messing up the house numbers for them. Oh, like they're saying like they walked up the block, so it wasn't like 1 or 2 houses off. That's insane. The mom returned home 2 hours later and was confused why the door was locked. She was too drunk, so I just told her it made me feel safe. I feel stupid for not telling someone, but they didn't really do anything to the 3 drunks that one winter night. Let's not meet again. I don't know. I feel like you should have told her though, like she was drunk, but like maybe, I don't know when this was, but you should have texted her at least maybe the next day being like, hey, this was the actual reason, like why I locked the door, and like maybe keep an eye on your house type of thing, because usually the people that do this go, like they scout for houses, you know, so if they know her routine, I don't know, do you know what I mean, like, I would have told them, but I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. Literally, like, totally, they walked in the house, did not give a fuck. Yeah, no, I would have been so scared. I would have been shaking also because, like, literally the thought of, like, 3 girls that you're responsible of, little girls you're responsible of, sleeping upstairs, bitch. I'd have been shaking my boots, I fear. I'd have been like, that's it. No one's ever gonna let me babysit again if something bad happens. Oh my god. Alright, so the next story is titled Creepy Coffee Shop Regular. Before I start this video, I feel like all of these coffee shop stories remind me of, I don't know if you guys know this horror game. I think it's a Chilazar horror game. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it is. It's on Steam. Where like you work at a coffee shop and like really shit happens. This is what these stories always remind me of, that video game. Anyways, I love Jill's art horror games. It's so good. They're so good. Okay, anyways. Opie starts off by saying, I started my first job at Tim Hortons when I was 16 and worked there for many years throughout high school and university. Okay, so this is a Canadian story, guys. No, JK, I think they have Tim Hortons or in the United States too, but like only certain locations. Anyways, I could probably add about 10 stories here about the inappropriate regulars, but this one is one that still haunts me. Another 10 stories, also not my jaw cracking. The TMJ. I do have TMJ, don't come for me. Okay. I was about 17/18 at the time and worked at a location that was 10 minutes down the street from my parents' home. A neighbor, Alex, lived roughly 8 houses down, started coming in regularly for coffee and small talk with me. Alex was at least 45 to 50. And it turns out he used to work with my dad and has lived in my neighborhood for years. Nothing about our conversation seemed weird or alarming to me. After a few months of completely normal interactions, he found me on Facebook. This story was 4 years ago, by the way. I accepted because I was young and had no social media boundaries at the time. Yeah, I can tell. This is when things started to get weird. Really? He would DM me about things I was posting instead of commenting publicly. Ew. He would offer me rides to work or class and would make comments about my hair, makeup, and curves. I hate it here. No. I found out that he was married and had a son a few years younger than me. The audacity. The audacity. I started ignoring his messages and eventually removed him as a friend. When he came in for his coffees after this, he would ask for my number, wouldn't take no for an answer, and just generally made me uncomfortable. I started asking coworkers to serve him. My manager at the time refused to ban him from the store. Was it a man? Was your manager a man? This is important information. I need to know. Send the location, drop the addy. I also learned that he used to send a past employee flowers and do the same things to her. Okay, no, this literally is Jill's art, like, be for real, okay. Fast forward a few months, Alex seemed to have gotten the hint and stopped asking for me when he came into my workplace. One evening, I was walking my dog around the subdivision and smoking some weed, as I did most nights before bed. I walked the same route each night, which unfortunately meant I had to pass by his home. On my way back this night, I saw him out of the corner of my eye, coming out of his house with a baseball bat. He stood in his front yard for a few minutes, and then I could hear him starting to walk behind me, and I panicked. I was also high and unsure if I should be as alarmed. Was this the time to panic? Some kids in the duplex across the street started banging on the window and making a bunch of noise. I was too scared to even look up at them. My dog started getting agitated and I decided to start running since I was only 2 minutes from home. I figured I could make it inside and lock the door. Alex must have been spooked by the noise and stopped following me. I'm very thankful for those kids who knew that situation did not look right and tried to warn me. It worries me to think about what would have happened if they didn't. Alex, let's not meet ever. Alrighty, so the next story was posted 11 days ago, titled Winter 2014 Unknown Attacker. It was very safe place. It was a very safe place, full of tourists and students. I lived and studied in this city between 2012 and 2015. Up until the events I'm going to mention, I never ever felt unsafe, and I didn't hear anything from my friends either. In December 2014, my boyfriend took me to his engineering school's Christmas party. We were a large group of friends and mingled a lot. One of the guys from the group, whom I didn't know personally, left the party without anyone noticing. A month later, he was found dead in the harbor. And the police never figured out what happened to him. I went online to check if there was any news, and it's still a cold case. I didn't know him, but I think about it all the time. Was it because he was alone? Did he fall, or did someone push him in? Why didn't anyone care to walk home with him? Needless to say, the city started to feel a whole lot less safe. But at 20 years old, I didn't have the same understanding of such things as I do now as a 30-year-old. My life carried on. A couple of months passed, and it was the beginning of 2015. A friend was assaulted badly while cycling back home after a party. He was found in critical condition, his body lying halfway on the road and halfway on the sidewalk. His head had been smashed on the sidewalk steps, and his jaw was completely shattered. He was a big guy in every sense possible, not the sort of guy you could push around easily. When he was recovering in the hospital, he couldn't make sense of what happened. He had no idea why he was attacked on his bike. The police didn't find the suspects. Two students my age in the same friend circles were brutally assaulted for no reason. I still cycled everywhere because I had no other choice. I lived 8 kilometers away from my school, and I didn't have any other means of transportation. This meant that I cycled approximately 16 to 20 kilometers every day, and I had been doing it since 2012. We are in the spring of 2015. I'm cycling back home from a party with my boyfriend. I've had a few drinks, but I'm not drunk. I'm just tired. My boyfriend is annoying me because he's not waiting for me, and the distance between us keeps getting bigger. Suddenly, someone jumps on me. He appears from nowhere and kicks my bike to the floor. I have been cycling so much. I am so used to the bike. I let it fall between my legs, but I don't fall. I resist and stand up. It's a man. I reach for my bike, which is now on the floor, with my left hand. I'm trying to get a hold of the handlebars. He kicks me, and then my hand. He kicks me again and again, but I'm already holding the handlebars. It hurts, but I'm lifting the bike. He says something. I don't hear it. I see my boyfriend looking at me. He's a bit far away, but he stops cycling. He's going to help me. The man will see I'm not alone. I'm still standing and lifting my bike. It's been maybe 2 or 3 seconds since the man jumped on me. My boyfriend is looking at me, and then he turns his back. My heart drops. He starts pedaling away. It's the dead of night, and there's no one else. I'm on my own. The man keeps kicking. He wants me to let go. My is crazy. Like, what do you mean your boyfriend just left you? Someone in the comments asked, what happened next with your ex-boyfriend? When you talked later, what did he say to justify leaving after seeing the scene? Obi replied, I'm sure he wasn't an accomplice. At first, he pretended that he didn't see me. Eventually, he admitted to seeing everything and not helping. I think we all have different responses to stress, and he froze and fled. Everything happened really fast, and because of the context, I felt in great danger. Even if his reaction wasn't planned, it's not what I want in a partner. I don't want to be with someone who will panic and freeze, but that might be a topic for AITA. I'm sorry, but no, that's just crazy. Like, if your significant other in the face of danger, or like you're in the face of danger and they turn their back and walk away. No, like, I'm sorry, but no, like, never. I don't think anyone in their right mind would do that. I don't know if he was an accomplice, though. Was that my first thought? Yes, but like, that's crazy. Wow. Also, I do think they're related. It seems like probably like, I don't know, something like this seems similar to something that's happened here in my city. Like, it seems like very possibly gang related activity. I don't know though. Alrighty, so this last story is titled, I wonder if I'm being paranoid, but I have a bad feeling about someone living near me. This was posted 3 days ago on the Let's Not Meet subreddit. Once again, getting some pretty good traction, so let's read. Opie starts off by saying, hello everyone. Here I am explaining what is happening to me, and I will try to be as precise as possible. I've lived in the same neighborhood for many years. This is also the case for many people, which means that even if everyone does not speak to each other, we often know people, at least by sight. A year ago, I passed a guy in the street near my house whom I've never seen before. I noticed him because he had a rather unusual physique. About 50 years old, tall, thin, emaciated face, dressed in a suit and tie. From the look of his face, he does not seem to be in good health. In short, nothing special so far. But what I've noticed for the past year is that there are times of varying length when he is everywhere I am. To give an example, last Wednesday, I went to the pharmacy. He was behind me and also went to the pharmacy. Thursday, I go to a neighboring town to do some shopping. I meet him in the street. Friday, I leave my house to go to the gym. He's in front of my house and walks part of the way with me before taking another street. This weird. Okay, sorry, there's a lot of cuts. It's like rush hour right now, and people are very annoying with their cars. Anyways, this kind of thing can last several days. Every day, then it stops. Before I see him constantly for several days. He is constantly in a suit and tie. If he was going to work, as if he was going to work, but I see him at any time, on weekdays, weekends, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I don't know where he lives exactly, but I know that he is not in my immediate vicinity. I've never seen him talking to anyone on the street. So yes, I know, coincidence, most certainly, but I admit that in the end, I ask myself questions. It gives me a feeling of being followed, even if I may be exaggerating. Has this kind of thing or strange feeling towards someone ever happened to you? I would say that is weird. Like, especially the going to a neighboring town to do shopping and he's there too. Like, it's one thing to be in your own town or in your own city, but going to like a neighboring one and he's there too, that's weird. Unless the grocery, I think, was it grocery? Oh, just doing shopping, so like